Hey, Matt here, and welcome to another Mob Street video. Now, normally I'm doing videos on motorcycles, but as you can see, this is not a motorcycle. But it is a barn find that was just one of those that was too good to pass up. So, if you grew up in the 80s or the early 90s, chances are you had one of these or you knew somebody who did. And this is an all original 1983 Honda ATC Big Red. And I found it sitting at my wife's grandpa's farm, stuck clear back in one of the old sheds, and it just was sitting there. I mean, obviously you could see the front wheel or the front tire and the rear tire completely flat. So I asked my wife's grandpa, I said, hey, what are you doing with that old three-wheeler out there? He's like, just go get it, you can have it. So this is going to be a new project that I'm going to do with my kids. I want to show you this just so you can see what kind of condition it's really in. So check this out. All right, let's take a closer look at it. So one of the things that really intrigued me about it was, look at the tank. Now you might be thinking, whoop-de-doo, but there are no major dents or dings in that entire thing. So the only real thing that's worn out is the rubber flap here, and granted that's probably going to be worn out just from the the tires that have been thrown up, or sorry, the rocks that have been thrown up from the tires. But this is where the original ATC sticker was, and to prove it is the Big Red, there you go. So I mean, granted, it is going to need some love. I mean, the tires, I tried to put air in those, and you could see that monstrous crack right there. The front and the other tire kind of have the same thing. Would not hold air whatsoever. So I am going to need new tires, but I mean, this sucker is just complete. So the only dent on the tank is right here in the emblem, but in all honesty, that's not really too much to be mad about. It. Look at that front tire. Sucker was just sitting there forever. But utility racks, headlight. So I'm kind of really stoked to get this thing up and going. The cool thing about the Big Red is that it almost has the same kind of cult-like following as the TW200. If you can find these, they're worth a pretty penny to the right person. But with this one being my wife's grandpa's, I'd really like to just get the kids together and just have it be a machine that we can work on together. So one thing that I do, actually two things that I want to show you about the condition that's in is the airbox and the gas tank. So if you get one of these older machines and it's been sitting in a barn, chances are the gas tank is going to be rusted out, and the airbox is probably going to be a mouse nest or two. I have seen that before, and it's usually not that pretty, but check this out. No lie, this is the exact condition that I found this in. I haven't done anything to it yet, but I got to show you the inside of this airbox. Pop those off. Check this out. Look at that. There's a few moths in there, but other than that, that airbox is completely clean. I gotta show you the gas tank too. I don't know if our current light is gonna show you in there or not, but there is absolutely no rust in that gas tank whatsoever. Well, the gas in this smells absolutely horrible. But overall, for a 37-year-old machine, it's in pretty good shape. So I think the route that I want to take with this, though, is obviously I need new tires. That's a given. I was able to find those. Even in the correct size, I can get those for about 250 bucks. Now, the throttle cable is completely stuck, whether that be inside the carburetor or in the throttle cable sheathing itself. I'm not sure. But a carb rebuild kit for this is only 20 bucks. So I'm thinking for less than 300 bucks, maybe I can at least get it running and just see what all it's going to need. Now with barn finds like this, or with any old bike find like this, there are obviously going to be some certain things that need to be taken care of. So getting the carburetor done, and I'm probably going to have to replace the fuel line, but each machine needs fuel, spark, compression, and air. So they all need that to run. I don't know what I'm going to find once I get the carburetor done, but hopefully it'll be something that I can, change the oil in, put new oil in it, and get the carb cleaned up, and just have it be a machine like this just around the house, just to let my kids learn how to ride on it, and just have it be something, that they can learn on. What would you do? Would you keep it stock? Would you mod it out? Would you fix it on the cheap? Kind of like what I'm going to try to do at first, just to see, what we get. But what are your thoughts? Put them down in the comments below. And this is going to start to be a new series. I know it's not motorcycle related, but it's something that I get to do along with my kids. So like I said, the first thing I'll do is probably take the carburetor off, get it all cleaned out, get a rebuild kit for it. Obviously replace the fuel in it because it smells absolutely horrible right now, and get new tires on it and just see what that brings. So I've already got some cable lube that I can use, for the throttle cable. I don't know what the brakes are gonna do. I have no idea, but I'm excited to get it going. And this is just gonna be a side series that me and my kids will do, and I will record it so that you can, follow along and put your insights in on it. Put it in the comments. Say, hey, why don't you try this? Or hey, why don't you do this? Or hey, I've got one of those. We did this. And I'm really looking forward to it. So again, this is my barn find ATC 200. The old Honda. It's a 1983 37-year-old bike. We'll see what we can do with it. And I am going to enjoy it quite a bit. So make sure to like, subscribe, follow along. And I'm Matt. This is Mob Street, and thanks for watching.